We last left off some 35 days and 21 hours ago now, in the lower levels of some ancient seeker keep, currently inhabited by undead strange protectors of old seekers and a bunch of ragtag pirates of the Cinderclaw pirate group whose leader you put down. He was your first encounter with someone who was utilizing or intertwined with a scatter stone, basically a strange stone that was a part of the user's body at that point that seemed to give them strange abilities. You also recovered his cache of scatter stones that he was researching and utilizing the tomes of knowledge down here for to try to learn more about. But you got the clear impression that he had been on and around this isle gathering those stones prior to your encounter with him. Uh, Yada yada yada. At this point, after leaving a nearly dead, emaciated, now speechless Calmont, who was the navigator of the Rover pirates, a sort of ally group of Orosh, who were in port, in town, that you were trying to perform some tasks for, recover some items for, and hopefully link up with them and leave this island, joining their crew as new recruits. Calmont was someone you had come down here looking for, and he was very much floating inside a gelatinous cube and completely, almost arguably should have been dead, but you managed to resuscitate him at great cost. He seems like a shell of his former self. But Pitch, you left him with your loaded crossbow to kind of rest and recover back in that main hall while you made your way to the other parts of this place in a way to sort of repay Alex Stagram, a seeker in ornamental armor only. You've kind of gotten the impression that he's not really a member, but his old family members several generations back were, and his pilgrimage to this place was sort of like some kind of quest that he was on to uncover his roots and maybe use that to join the Seekers once he learned a bit more about his family's past and history. His great 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 grandfather appears to be someone who had their own office here, wrote some books and shit like that. I believe he was looking for a family heirloom that he's yet to find. And so you put down some floating seeker skulls that floated up from the walls of dead bodies behind you. And goddamn, this YouTube ad music is really terrible.
Oh no.
And so here you are. You've kind of pushed past those floating skulls, and you've opened this door to a room. If you give me 1 second, appears to be some kind of like big vault. There's rows of large metal and stone shelves that kind of line the walls of this storeroom, filled with numerous lock boxes, some of them open and empty. But more importantly, you see a familiar lizard folk pirate whose back is up against the northern vault, while really only Rhaegar is kind of seeing this as he just opens the door. So you see the lizard pirate that you spotted before with the captain, Captain Gulgot, like, bow partially drawn, shouting, cursing at what you look up to your right. You see cowering on top of two of these very large, like about 15 feet up, these vaults, two kobolds, one green, one red. And they appear to be like yelling at each other, engaged in some kind of argument. And that's where we pick up
Did
right
did I
now.
like push I can't remember. Did I kick this
I think
door
you
open?
stole you
I think,
like you
yeah, I
were
think
like,
you
should
just
we
like
be
shoved it
stealthy?
open.
And you were like, no, and you
Yeah,
just
Yeah, I think you're. I
charged in.
remember doing this, but I couldn't remember how it went down. Okay, that
yeah.
makes sense. Makes sense. Is it safe to say that I'm one tile in
Yeah,
then?
yeah. I think you kind of, yeah, you sort of push your way in a little bit
Okay.
here, and you're seeing this in like like you can hear the pin drop, like the argument, whatever noises muffled you heard through the door, immediately
Well,
stop, and like the lizard just kind of turns towards you, and the kobolds are kind of like looking at you, looking back at the lizard. He just looks at you. And says, 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 you. And says What did you do with
Go
the
to who we go.
captain?
Captain.
Yeah. Captain. Oh,
I
yeah,
look back to the people behind me.
he's dead, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, he's dead. uh, can I go towards one of them hard?
I'm not saying we're in combat, but let's roll in. Let me add you to the
Yeah,
queue,
that makes
and
sense.
we'll roll initiative just to make sure that everyone is moving in incremental fashion. You might want to right-click to open and pop out the encounter tracker.
Yes.
All right, Daryl,
Huh.
you see the impatience in Rhaegar after knocking down these floating skulls of former seekers, animated, come to life. Who the fuck knows at this point? You can hear Alec just kind of breathing heavy, still just hoping to find what he's seeking and making out of here in one piece. Pitch seems fine. And you know, you feel like the spotlight's on you. You're trying to figure out how to keep this team glued together. What do you want to do? You hear like these voices shouting from beyond, but it's grown silent pretty quickly now.
I pass Alec one of these. I say, looking so good, you better take one of these.
He uses his reaction to quickly grab that from you and is holding it in his hand, leaving his sword just down at his side in one hand. So he's taking it from you. So
Okay.
we'll
Can
call that an
I do?
interact point in one action.
Okay, and then I'm gonna pull an acid flask from my bandolier, and I want to I just got it in my hand. I'm like ready to throw, so that way next turn I don't have to like pull it out and throw it.
Okay,
That's it.
got it. All right, so you're gonna hold here with that.
Yep. That's
All
my
right.
turn. Is Alex
Uh,
still badly injured? Oh my god.
he is very badly injured. Yeah.
God damn.
Uh,
God damn
R-
it, Alec.
Rhaegar, you hear some of that going down behind you. The lizard pirate seems more focused on you than the kobold up above now. Again, these kobold, imagine, this is like a big vault storage room with like lock boxes, books, and things like that, and a big table in the center here. You do notice a door also behind the lizard to the northeast there. What are you doing? You saying anything? Are you charging in? Are you
Oh,
brandishing a
I
weapon?
run in. I run in and I charge the big boy. How do I do that? There we go. Sorry, it's been a while. I charge him.
Hmm.
I don't have a shield anymore. I have a hammer in my left hand, and I have an astral fist in the right.
Ooh.
And I come at him, and I just fucking try to lay him out in the face with this astral fist to the dome
Okay.
ski. And while doing that, I use did this work? Intimidating strike. Creature, but also shatters their confidence. Make a melee
No.
strike if you hit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's. I think between the rust, some of the new stuff that was added last time, we might be a little
I
real
can't remember if I'm doing things
turn-based.
wrong.
No, that's fine. So, intimidating strike.
It's an
That's
action
off.
with a move for
Where's that coming
fighter.
from? Is
Uh,
that like in
my
your
fighter kit.
features?
Let me see. Yes. Yeah, feats. Yeah. Class feats.
Uh, am I looking at
Uh,
an old character sheet? Hold on.
you might be looking at a druid one if it still exists. I don't have access to that one though.
No, this looks right. Um, mm, mm,
Here, I'll show you.
is it on your?
Um,
I don't see that in
give me a
your
second.
class feeds.
Share in Discord.
Oh yeah, sure. Uh, Is that on your feats tab?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm fucking blind. Oh yeah, thank you. Sorry about.
I
Okay,
picked
yeah.
everything
So
intimidation I could.
yeah, cool. So okay, it's a double action point. So you do single action to move and then intimidating strike, which I think it just basically acts as the attack itself. Yeah, make a melee strike. So you get to
Yep.
choose one weapon to make the strike with.
My fist.
Okay. Roll to hit, please.
Just because it's new. And I want to use
Yeah,
them fists.
yeah. I like it. 25 hits. It's not a critical, but you definitely connect. And I want to try putting in some jams here.
Oh, 1. Sweet.
Interesting. Hold
I
on.
don't see my end turn button though.
I want to just
What's
check
that?
one thing. Oh, perfect. We're doing this. Okay. So you connect.
I don't see the end turn button. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can handle that. It's okay if you.
Okay. Sorry.
It's alright.
Trying to be self-sufficient here.
Yeah, I like that. But it's all good. Let me pull this up over here. All right, yeah, he takes all 6 of those damages. Whoa, what the hell? I just did 6 damage to everybody.
Was it a lightning? Was that my new fist ability?
Let me heal that back. Oh, I think I know what's
everyone?
going on. I think this like selection thing is fucked. All right, there we go. Hold please. Just getting that rust right out of the way. Boom, boom. Okay. The pirate takes 6 points of damage. Now with that, the target becomes frightened 1.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I
So frightened is gripped by fear, struggle to control your nerves. This condition always includes a value. Right now it says frightened 1. And so basically he just gets a minus frightened value to most things. In this case, all checks and DCs. And at the end of each turn, the value of your frightened condition decreases by 1. So it basically lasts until the end of your next turn. Okay.
I'm gonna fucking wear this Wookiee. It's chilly in this bitch.
So like you just lean into him with your jagged, encrusted fist. Listen, maybe we can work something out. And he's
Got him on the back foot.
I'm looking for a bracelet.
He's kind of like he's reaches for and pulls out a club using an action to do that.
That's not a bracelet.
Looking a little wild eyed. He says, "It's vaults all around you. Looking, I don't know. I'm just trying to get out of here. The captain lost his mind. You put him down." And he's like, he takes a cautious 5-step back away from you towards the door. "If you help me convince the kobolds to open the door, we can help each other." Huh?
I'd have just the guy.
"The captain was crazy. I'm glad you killed him." He's just like breathing heavily, looking crazy. You can see like the frightened, the fear you've put into him is really taken hold here. He doesn't take any action against you this turn. Pitch, what are you doing?
What?
I hear all of that.
Yeah,
Conversation?
it's a pretty echoey kind of like vault-like chamber.
How about
Alright.
whistle too?
Why don't you make a perception check for me though? You got a heavy breathing Alec back there, and Daryl's clinking little glass vials around.
Mm-hmm.
I did whistle.
Yeah, you hear conversation more than you hear battle after Rhaegar like clearly impacts some flesh, scaly and dry and reptilian though it may be. But you don't get the sense that like all out combat's going down. Beyond that, you're not sure what's going on. It's a little less violent than you would typically expect. What are you doing?
I'll walk forward.
Okay.
With the darkness billowing off of me, pouring out and almost like enveloping me as I walk forward.
Okay.
I bring the darkness with me.
I
I'm gonna
love his
walk
voice.
in,
Shady, by the way.
see what I see here. Can I hear any part of the conversation at this point?
I'd say as you were walking in, again, 6-second slices of time, initiative, slow-mo, you probably catch the tail end of that, which is the lizard pirate cowering away, looking a little wild-eye, and you catch the part where he says, like, we can help each other.
Oh yeah, and how can we help each other? I say as I walk in, darkness billowing like a cloud around me.
One second, I just want to check one thing.
I
Now
do have
that's,
things that I would like to use, but only if oh, I guess it depends on how he responds.
okay. You see him look towards your area of talking. Um, and he looks at you and looks up and says, "Get the kobolds to open the door." And then you hear like this little like almost hopping impact sound up above you, and whereas you might not have noticed it before, just entering the room and seeing for the first time, you hear and feel the presence of these things, and you hear these little voices kind of saying, "Go! You promised dragon up there!" And like there's just like this clear history of tension between these two groups in the room, and you can't help but know now that there's something up above you. Again, where you're at, like you can maybe hear and sense the presence of it, and maybe like see like a little peeking face. As you step in forward, and you can see it a bit more, there's a green and red kobold like cowering up on top, about 15 feet high, on top of these stone shelves.
I would like to do two things. The first one is I have a feat called Glad Hand, which allows first impressions. When you meet someone in a casual or social situation, you can immediately attempt a diplomacy check to make an impression on the creature rather than needing to converse with them.
Nice.
And as part of that, I have group impression, which allows me to influence more than one person or individual.
Okay. So wait, what? Like, how are you doing this? Like, okay,
Oh, I
mechanically,
see
I'm with
that.
you. So you walk into the
I
room,
walk.
like, and you're like, can they actually see your form, or are you just like completely
It's.
enshrouded in
I'm
darkness?
I'm not like darkness incarnate. It's
Hmm.
like you can still see me walking, but it's
Like
almost
every
like
now and
billowing
then, like it washes
clouds.
around. Yeah, like it washes
Yeah, it's
around
like
you, and they kind of,
it kind of
and they,
ebbs and flows, but you can see
yeah.
me. Like I'm
I
still
like
fully
I'd like to
present.
think that like every now and then like you're kind of lost in like the rolling
Yeah,
fog
just
of
a
it all. Okay.
um. And I walk in and I look up at them. I'm like, I'm the descendant of a very great dragon, and it is by his power and authority that I command you to come down. Let's have a talk. Let's have a conversation. Maybe we can help each other out.
Okay. Um. So you see the green kobold. Look over to the red one. Saying, "Pip, psst, Pip, is he dragon?" Go ahead and make your diplomacy check.
I answer in Draconic,
Oh,
and I say, essentially, the equivalent of yes. Yes, I am. How I
Okay.
respond to them.
All right. All right. I like you.
Sick.
Now I want you. You need to make a diplomacy check to kind of
Yep.
send it home, right? Which
I
I think all circumstances in line. I'm taking that into account for the DC here.
all right.
Oh, you fuck! It
Really,
rolled
man?
up to 19. It rolled inspiration. Use your
Oh
inspiration.
yeah,
Yeah.
inspiration.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I used
it's
my
a good-
hero point.
Use your hero point. That's a really good moment for it.
Yes! Yes!
best ever.
Oh my
Ever.
god. Oh my god.
Dude, you rolling a natural
Greatest.
20 immediately after the natural 1 on top of like the
Greatest.
setup for all of that is an immediate re-awarding of a new hero point in my opinion. So that's it's like it's like one of those things where like double or nothing or like take the shot and if you make it you can just fucking have
Yes.
the refund. You did it. You just did that to me. Um I like to think
Oh, so
as you're
good.
doing this, like you stepped up, like as you almost faltered, like you weren't sure if they were feeling you, you stepped up onto the center room table and like just pushed the fog of darkness away for a moment and let like your innate draconic ability kind of kick in when you said, "I am a dragon," and
The
yeah,
claws
the
extend a
claws
little bit.
came out, like something happened there. That's the natural 20 embodied all of that for me. And like immediately like these two cowering kobolds, one red, one green, they kind of like rise up and stand for a minute, like sort of puffing their chests out, and they look past you for a second towards the lizard folk guy. And the green kobold looks over at Pib, the red one. He called him Pib. And Pib looks back at him. Says, Zarf, he is bigger than the dragon upstairs. You hear that, Uzak? We were promised dragon by Captain, and dragon come! And like they're kind of like clasping their hands together excitedly. We come down, we will open door for dragon.
Good.
But only if Uzak behave. And they're kind of looking at the lizard folk as if like he's not the nicest ally of theirs.
I look over my shoulder and I just give him a look of like, are you going to? Kind of the gesture of, we gonna do this peacefully? At the lizard guy.
Hmm. He starts to lower his club for a moment. He seems like he's in a playing along sort of state of affairs. But we'll call that your turn and then some.
Yeah.
The green cobalt, very excited to meet you. It seems. Um, uses his turn to kind of, he's staying up there comfortably. He's saying, "Oh, what's your name, Dark Dragon?" "Me Zoff. Me locksmith. Locksmith of Cinderclaw. I locked that door."
Well, nice to meet you. My name is Pitch. I am a powerful wielder of magic. And if you were to cross me, it would be very, very bad for you. But I do like locksmiths. I find them particularly useful. We could use your skills. Could you help me out?
They say the same thing. Captain also promised me dragon upstairs, but dragon went crazy. We left it. Me wanted to go back for dragon. Pib and Zarf served dragon, yes, but you seem like stronger dragon person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, way stronger.
You could turn
Was
into
a
full
lizard.
dragon?
I can turn in. What did he say?
He's basically like asking, like, can you turn into a full dragon?
I fully extend the claws now. And then I retract them. Little display.
He looks away from you, like trying to mask his voice. And looks pretty good, Zarf. I think we got one. That's how he spends his turn. He
Okay.
doesn't come down quite yet. He's still, he seems intrigued. Alec very much drinks the elixir of life that Daryl handed him. Max heal, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Slurps
Thank
that
you.
down. He says, "Thank you, Daryl." There's a lot of commotion in there. You want me to take point?
Yeah, take point. It sounds like there's maybe diplomacy happening though. So, be careful.
He, not having a lot of movement, takes a double move. Still has 15 feet left as he stops in the room. Sees Pitch up on the table. Sees the lizards. Takes another 5 feet. Says, there you go, Pitch. He's got one hand on the sword. He says,
I give
shall
him a
I
very subtle,
engage?
like, no. I think we're all right here.
His eyes kind of start to go wide as he takes in like all the vaults and like little lock boxes and shelves. Says, this might be my last hope.
I feel like
He's-
if it were here, it's here in this room. If it's here at all.
Still keeps sword in hand, brings the other one onto the hilt, gripping it tightly until he gets a better feel for the situation. Red Kobold, aka Pib, uh, kind of continues with like the banter with the green kobold back and forth. Both of them just seem to be chattering away up top here. That's the end of round 1. We're back to Daryl.
Ah, okay. 4, 10, 15, 20. Joe comes in. Oh, these other kobolds. He's like holding acid flask in his hand. Okay. If any of them, I'm gonna ready in action. If any of them make an offensive move, he's getting acid to the face. That's it. I'm like standing there, and just wide-eyed, like
Either
anybody
the
moves a
kobolds
muscle.
or like
Any of the
anybody.
sorry, if any kobold, yeah, makes like an attacking motion toward us friendlies, they're getting acid in the face. That's it.
Fair enough.
Yes,
Giants.
that's all I'm doing. Ready in action.
I'm gonna update these since names are out there and such. Why not? This guy. Okay, so you're holding there with that.
Yeah.
Rhaegar.
I take a couple steps forward while staring extremely intensely at Uzak with intimidating glare. And I
Okay.
say, so you're the fella's gonna be helping us out, huh? And that's my move. And I
Okay.
put my hand on his shoulder. On his shoulder.
So-
Well, yeah.
So you would still
Pat him
make
back.
basically just with your presence alone and your icy glare, you make a demoralize action, which is a single action point. So if you want to go ahead and make an intimidation check based on that,
Okay.
be against his will DC, which is -1 from the fear that he's currently
Oh,
experiencing.
Christ.
Okay. So that is
No, it's
against
0
his
point.
will.
Yeah, yeah. When do you need to know if I'm gonna use it by?
Right now.
In all fairness. Ooh. Dude, yeah, I'm gonna do it because that was such a shit roll. Here comes my number 1. Oops, went the wrong way. Right click. Alright, doing it. Because this is where the hand comes in the back. This is where I give him a pat on the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take,
Oh.
I'll take the flip.
Surprisingly enough, with the like, he almost feels like he's trying to like just do a stare down with you, like in keep his composure, keep keep some clout in this visual intimidation battle. But the fear you've already inflicted in him is just enough to kind of like make him break as you just kind of get closer and closer and just keep staring into his soul. And with that, your demoralization is successful. And I'm going to try something here. I'm just going to try pulling the frightened status should go up 1, but I'm not sure if it does it automatically. Let's see. Effects. Maybe. Frightened 2. Okay. Cool. So that takes him to frightened 2. Uh, sorry, I got a little lost in the weeds on mechanics there, but you're kind of pushing forward, glaring him down. You bring a hero point, and like this dude's feels like putty in your intimidating glare. Are you like saying anything specific to him, or are you like trying to like
No, I
get
was
the
I
club
was
out
just
of his
saying.
hand?
Like I said, I walked up to him saying, "I hear you're the guy that's gonna help us." And I kind of like when my son's not listening to me, I kind of like give him a little cut, like a little pinch on the neck, like
Oh yeah.
lovingly, like, "Hey, come on now, listen." You know, it's kind of what it is.
Okay. He looks at you and he starts to lower. I mean, the club was already getting kind of limp, but he just says, "Yes, Uzak will help you. Your friends quelled the kobolds for whatever reason." Damn bear. For whatever reason, the captain let the locksmith up there hold the portal stone. No. Let's get the little friends down, and we can all get out of here. It's a mutually beneficial situation, wouldn't you say? The captain, he became obsessed. Refused to leave. But the fact is, some of our people have gone missing. And we should probably get the fuck out of here.
Agreed.
Great.
After
Kind of
you.
holsters his club.
Oh yeah, we need.
Knocks on the door here.
Into his belt.
Yeah. Knocks on the door next to him and says, "Little locksmith up there knows a spell or two and has magically sealed this door. Why don't we get him to dispel that and, we can all take a moment to get comfortable with each other's presence. I suggest you close and lock that door behind you too, because, as far as I'm concerned, it's every Cinderclaw for himself at this point. This lot wants to stay, whether they're alive or not. I don't know if you fucking killed everybody. Doesn't matter. We should get out of here." People were, on our trail, you might say, and the captain's made us stay in this fucking island for far too long. He, just kind of starts pacing near the door. What are y'all doing?
I'm listening to the conversation, but my eyes have not left Zarf or Pib. It's just I'm looking in a way, my multicolored eyes, and there begins to grow an impatience.
You see Zarf, like, kind of moves to the edge and, like, does the whole, like, plop on the edge of the pier, like, dangles his legs over, crosses his arms a little bit. He's, Hey, Pitch. Your friends look a little scary. He's
That's
like looking
because they
down
are
at
scary.
Alec and Daryl walking in.
They're very scary individuals, but they're here to help protect the dragon.
We and like Pib kind of like walks over, hops across, almost like pushing Zarf a little bit. He like sort of shushes him for a moment there. Well, he like does this like almost gracious bow from like up top of the vault shelf up there. The Dragon Lord Pitch. My minion Zarf and I will gladly serve you. Do you intend to take us along with these cinder claws we've been working with? And he's kind of like glaring at Uzak, the lizard near the door. What
Pib,
sort of arrangement can my esteemed locksmith with many skills and myself expect in your service?
Well, Pib, now is not exactly the time for negotiations, but I will make my intentions clear to you. We must all escape this place, and I can assure you, you do not want to go back through the doorway with which we just came, for there is a very angry and very hungry bear waiting for those who would venture out on their own. Our best hope is to get out of here alive with this group, this ragtag group of individuals. Now, I would say after we escape from this place, each of us can go the way that they will, and then the three of us can discuss our terms and your service. But for now, we should escape this room, and I suggest you do so quickly, because I grow impatient.
Um, Alec kind of chimes in.
One
Looks
second.
great. Actually, I
You can
could
keep
use some
talking.
water. I could use some water too. Let's just
Okay.
take 1 minute.
What do we need to do to get through that door, though?
Let's see, we get to pick the lock, and then we have to negotiate, right?
How do we get good at negotiating the dragon? That's what I'd like to know.
Sorry about that.
All good. In case he's taking.
I just took the most comically long piss.
Congrats.
Like from A
I was-
League of Their Own,
Mm.
when
Yeah.
Tom
Mm.
Hanks
Mhm.
pees for.
There were during that piss, there were like 4 or 5 times like, I should turn my microphone on just to document this. No, I'm probably almost done. Dude, I probably should have documented this the first time. But I'm probably almost done. Damn it, dude, I should have even documented the second time. You know what I mean? It's like one of those. It was fabulous. It's been a while.
I'm probably gonna do one of those in 30 to 60 minutes myself.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hmm. All right, I think for all intents and purposes, the situation is under your control enough that we can leave the initiative queue.
Right.
So Alec kind of like, this is the most promising room we've been in yet. Relationship has been mutually beneficial. If you wished to help me look, I would certainly appreciate it, but I by no means would expect you to stay. And he goes and leans his sword up against like one of the, basically between like this door to the north or the west here, in one of the vaults, and like just pulls out a drawer. Seems empty. Pulls out like another one. Has like a small lockbox in it. He's kind of like tinkering it, trying to open it. Pulls out a small key from his belt. Tries it. Doesn't seem to work. But I mean, there's like,
A lot.
there's arguably like hundreds of potential things in this room. Like this is literally like some sort of like almost like bank vault, if you will, from like way back in the day when this place was active. Some of it, again, some areas, some portions of it appear like turned out and emptied and smashed and broken in places. But I'd say about like 60% of it is still kind of like largely untouched.
Of course, we'll help you, Alec. You've been. This has been a very good relationship, of course. And we made a deal with you, so we'll help you find what is rightfully yours. Are there any
Nod.
markings? Like, we know his name, we know his last name. Is there any? Is it just numbers, numbered kind of
Yeah.
lock boxes,
Some
or
of them,
is it?
a lot of them largely unmarked. But he looks at you and just says, I was under the impression that whatever I was seeking would be opened with this key. If you can find anything locked, I'd be willing to try to open it. It might just have to pull out some of these shelves or boxes and see what's what.
Are there any numbers or anything markings on your key that would help maybe indicate?
He just shrugs. Like he'd
Okay.
like to know more, but he doesn't.
I just start looking for lockbox. I just start pulling everything off I can find, looking for things that are locked.
I like how Rhaegar is very much you give him a mission, and he's like Amos, and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like you give him a
Totally.
job, and that's what he's doing. He's doing that job.
Expanse.
Yeah, the Expanse.
Nice.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. Rhaegar, you start doing that. Alec is kind of like, I mean, again, like some of these are like 15 feet, 20 feet high, like just pulling like drawer after drawer out. And so it begins. As you two start doing this, Pitch and Daryl, what are you guys doing?
I'm still looking at the kobolds.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sort of waiting for them at this point, but I do cast Mage Hand. A spectral hand appears, and I use it to start opening drawers, like right underneath them. Like opens up the thing and starts like pulling stuff out with Mage Hand.
Okay.
But I'm
Pitch.
standing where I'm at right now.
I appear to have lost my ability to detect magic, so I can't. But should
Ooh.
we use that here?
I detect magic immediately.
I appear also to have lost that ability.
Okay. You guys start doing the beginnings of that.
I'm going to just investigate, looking for like a locked lockbox
You're okay.
physically.
Okay.
I can reuse. Yeah.
Why don't the three of you who are looking around, which would be Daryl and Rhaegar and Alec, why don't you guys just make a general perception check right now?
One of us or
And,
three of us? You said sorry.
well, the two of you guys in the party.
Okay.
It's fine. In terms of detect magic,
Lovely.
There was
yeah, Rhaegar, you're just literally like combing through stuff right now.
Yep.
Tossing
making a
anything that
mess.
might be of interest.
I'm actually more harm than good right now.
Yeah. Same for you, Daryl. Daryl, where are
Oh.
you starting? Like, I mean, this map's kind of just
Right
a
there
rough
at the door.
representation. Right at the door. To like to the north or to
kind
the
of
south,
right at the
where the
door.
kobolds are.
To the south. I'm not afraid of these kobolds.
Okay.
I'll get close to them.
Yeah, they're kind of watching. So you guys start that. So far, I mean, it's as expected. It's like someone's fucking storage unit, just walls and walls of all kinds of stuff. So far, either nothing or just useless crap as you kind of comb through it. And as you begin, Pitch, you kind of just feel out the energy in the room, and you're getting a ping in the vault that Daryl's looking in, and you are getting a ping in the one to the north where Rhaegar is as well. You're also seeing some pings somewhere along that east wall, a couple different like light pings. All this is going on, and Uzak still kind of like leaning near the door, like arms crossed, like, we really, we really don't have time for this.
And why are you in such a rush? What do you mean we don't have time for this?
Make
And I also call Rhaegar and Daryl as I say that, and I just point. I point at the various cabinets of where things were. Yeah, I'm like, there, there. Why are you in such a rush?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what in the Pathfinder skill I'm
Why
gonna
would he
roll up.
say that?
Yeah. Could it be a diplomatic question?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're all kind of working together. It'd be like, if he had anything to hide, it would be against his deception if he was trying to do it. So that's
Well,
fine. Why don't you roll?
I have things for that.
It's kind of like giving you like that Larry David, like, let's just say some of the Cinder Claws were stationed on the other side of that portal. They've been waiting a while the captain did whatever the fuck he was doing in here. We've been in here for days. Now,
I'm sorry,
huh?
where does the portal take you?
Oh,
To this island or off the island?
maybe you saw it when you came in, but there's some freaky old necromancer wizard tower on some island off the beach there.
Uh
Heh. We beached our small vessels on that shoreline there, hoping to pilfer and plunder, find some stones for the captain in that tower. Ain't no getting in that thing. But we did start digging around the base of it. Fucking excavated our way into some kind of magic cellar storage room. Captain had it in his mind to use this as a sort of wayward outpost while he gathered up all the stones on the island. Left some of his best crew members in there. No doubt some of 'em are like me and growing a bit nervous and impatient. Ain't no use hiding it, but plenty of seekers weren't too far off our tail, trying to get the stones the captain was after. Figured they were only a few days behind us. And if I'm a betting man, this island's gonna be crawling with those fucks. And he's like saying this real hushed, trying to make sure Alec's not hearing anything he's saying.
And so why should we come with you if you're just going to have reinforcements and will take advantage of said situation? I'm now questioning why we're helping you at all.
You can question all you like, darky, but
Oh.
this situation is bad for everybody. 'Cause you don't seem like you know each other that well, and based on how you're dressed, and he's dressed, and the building that I know we're in now, there's gonna be a line in that sand when we get to the other side, and if the Seekers are gonna be getting here like I think they will, they're gonna be just as much a problem for you as they would be for us.
I'm going to use this.
Okay.
Oh,
I
well, this
imagine
is
you guys
actually
are kind of
using.
continuing to search while this little chat's going on.
So maybe not. Actually, reading this, it says that I'm actually using deception, lying to him, and I don't know that I'm really doing that. But I would want to roll the equivalent of like an insight check, trying to figure out how much of this is being truthfully said, and how much he's just blowing hot steam up our asses so he can,
Yeah.
put us in a bad situation.
It's worth a quick look up since we haven't gotten too into some of this stuff yet. Give me 1 second.
That's fine.
Where is my handy dandy notebook? There we go. Okay. So I think.
Ooh, sense motive.
Yeah, is that what's so like they have
Yeah.
all that stuff, but it's under certain skill umbrellas. So what's it say?
Action. Concentrate, general, secret. Choose
I
one
think
creature.
I think it's still like we pick the skill based on the situation and the people involved.
The GM attempts a single secret perception check for you and compares the results of the deception DC of the creature. If the
I mean,
creature
you're
is
trying to
lying.
gather information, which would normally be under diplomacy. Was wondering if maybe it could be perception, but I think perception's really more
Diploma's
just a
balls.
general. Yeah, I feel like diplomacy works for me in this situation versus his deception, if and when he was trying to deceive.
Diplome his
Dude, for
balls off.
fuck's sake.
Okay, hold on.
Cannot roll higher than a.
Except for that sweet nat 20, you did
I
get one
know.
of them.
I'm going to do
That was
a
pretty sweet.
private GM roll on his deception,
Ooh.
which I like to not often do that. Um, you believe he's telling the cold hard truth of the matter. You do not believe at this point in your relationship that he's lying to you.
Hey,
Kind of looks at you one last time and says, I don't know if you've ever been taken prisoner by the Seekers, but I can't recommend it. And you look and you notice for the first time that he doesn't have a tail. But he sure does have a nasty, scarred over stump of where a tail used to be. Is your friend there? He's got the look of one of them. It's not quite any look I've seen before, but I'd be careful.
I'm still missing the point of why we should come with you. Or even
don't-
why we should help you at all.
You don't have to.
Well, you certainly seem to need our help.
Got my suspicions. That
Versus, mm-hmm.
that some of my people might not be safe. And if the Seekers are in town or getting here soon, you and your people might not be so safe.
So let me ask a question. Who's the new captain now that your captain is gone?
Like you said, something to sort out when we get to the other side of this fucking thing. I have a
I just keep.
strong urge to leave this place before the Seekers who were after our former captain and the stones he was seeking show up and take over the whole damn island.
Well, I can assure you that if you decide at all to double cross us, it will not go well for you. Just kind of turn my back on him at this point, and
Just kind of shrugs. Just, I'd suggest we make this little treasure hunt quick. But you let me know when you're ready and you get Zoff up there to dispel his lock. He kind of just knocks on the door again behind him. You two guys want to make a perception check for me.
What the heck? Wait, which two guys?
You and Rhaegar.
Oh.
Daryl.
Perception. Now, come on.
it was on a 20 on mine.
Rhaegar, you pull down what you think is a lockbox. It's like the first thing that wasn't already kind of opened and empty in a while. You shake it, you hear something. You get ready to like hand it over to Pitch or Alec, who has the A key. But you actually see like the lid sort of flaps as if it's already kind of open in a jar. You still hear something inside.
Can I open it, or is it locked?
Yeah.
Locked.
No. It seems like the lid's like it's unlocked. Like it.
Why peek inside?
You could just undo the latch.
Sensually, to fit the music.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Anthrax. Fuck.
Dun, 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 dun. You see a rolled up scroll inside.
Okay.
It based on the look and feel of it, you would guess it's probably some sort of magical spell on there, but you don't know what exactly.
I toss it over to Pitch. Look what I found.
Catch it and kind of unfurl it. This is maybe he doesn't let on to this. He keeps a very stoic face, but this is as foreign to him as it probably is to you.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. All right. Daryl, your search continues. Unfortunately, so far you've just been finding knickknacks, largely useless things here and there. Alec also seems to be struggling. Let's have him make one quick
Hmm.
check though.
Do I need to put that scroll or something in?
I'll add it to. Oh yeah, Alec's having a real terrible
Oh, you
time with
got
it.
fucking.
I mean, it doesn't help how exhausted and wounded he's been. But I'll add the scroll to like some party inventory or your inventory in a moment. Um, search continues, I suppose. Why don't we just do another round of search
Yeah.
checks, if you don't mind?
Okay.
Yes.
Get down and
Wait,
I'm
what kind of
come,
check is it?
I can't
Just
remember
a
anymore.
just a
Yeah.
just a perception check.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna come down next to Daryl and I'm gonna help him look, but I'm also just gonna have a brief conversation.
Huh.
Did you hear what he said? There's more center claws on the other side of that teleportation. Are we sure that this is a way we want to go?
No, we have to get Alex's
Yeah,
the
but
amulet.
why should we go with this guy?
I don't think we have to,
Well,
right? Well, I
we
mean,
should
what if
have
we
a
just?
conversation about it. He seems concerned because there's seekers that are on their tail. And he's saying that it would go unpleasant for all of us if we were to be caught by them.
Will he fight them?
The seekers? Possibly.
Yeah. All
Sounds
right.
like they were being chased by him. I like Alec, I really do, but I'm not sure that he's fully one of the seekers at this point. Perhaps
Oh,
by
right.
perhaps by his blood.
Wait, are the Seekers the one that were the pirates on the shore that we fought before we
No.
even came here?
You
The
don't know
seekers
who
are
those
the
pirates were affiliated with at the time.
The
Oh, shit.
bartender,
Okay.
or barkeep.
but they were like the seekers are like the knighted order that Alec is like
Yeah.
he's all geared
Yeah.
up and
They're
his
almost like
ancestors are
Oh.
the seekers.
here's like a big recap, right? Because it has been quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, this town has been a pretty kind of like quiet, almost pirate haven. A lot of traffic comes through here as like a stopping off waypoint. In a very less occupied region of the world. But the Seekers are sort of this known faction entity in other parts of the world that are very much like the equivalent of like the British Navy to the pirates of like the open sea in the Caribbean. In a way, kind of like a very strict, almost paladin-like order of law enforcement in this world, but fairly scattered throughout. And their power centers have been concentrated in regions that are not this region. Um, when you all were originally heading out, a group of pirates, former friend or colleague of Orosh, showed up. That was the Rover pirate crew. um, Orosh had kind of put in some good words for you all to maybe link up and join them once they left this island, but it was clear that they were here for something. Um, and I think some of you eavesdropped or caught some conversations between Orosh and the Captain Renrath of that rover group about how they owed each other, blah blah blah. And Orosh seemed to
Remember that?
like he seemed to reluctantly agree to help the rover captain with something, some kind of information, if he would agree to take you all on as new recruits. He also said, you'd make a good impression if you helped with some of the more menial tasks, some of the shit that they needed, which was some supplies from the beach, um, for some of those old rotted galleon ships. Orosh also asked to see if you could find an old compass of his that was strangely buried among the wreckage of those old ships. On that beach, you fought a small group of bandit-like pirates that seem to come out of nowhere. You dispatched most of them, I think, except for one who you just left unconscious somewhere in the dunes there. And then sent the quartermaster of the Rovers, who you rescued, back along with the donkey to town with the supplies that you had gathered.
Heaven.
It was at that point, it was at that point that the quartermaster, an orcish pirate of the Rovers, let you know that Calmont and a few of the other Rover pirates had gone into the ancient
Right.
keep on behalf of like their captain's orders or their own interest in something in the keep. It's kind of here that you all sort of came to a head with the Cinderclaws, who apparently have been here for a few days and fucked up those Brumble-Brasher goblins, and as you've seen now, kind of almost set up shop temporarily down in this lower level of the keep. I think it's fair to say, in our fairly rusty brains, that you might be able to infer from what this lizard's telling you that they've been traveling to and from inside this keep by way of some portal beyond this door. Beyond that, it's all a bit nebulous, I suppose. Happy to answer any questions within reason as you guys continue your search to help Alec here. All you really knew about Alec was that he claimed to be a seeker and that this was some sort of ancient seeker keep from like hundreds of years ago, long abandoned, that his family had ties to, and he was camped out somewhere near this keep originally, but did come in through town, through the port there when he got a lift over, originally arriving some several days or like a week back. And he had been hesitant to come into the keep, but once he saw some of the activity going on in there, he felt an urgency to go explore before the place was plundered and pilfered potentially. I think that's
But,
kind
like,
of all the
the
big broad
Seekers-
strokes. Yeah.
Okay, so the Seekers aren't necessarily like at odds with the Rovers. Like they're not two
I
opposing
think
factions or anything.
I think you would know enough about this world from your time working and being around Orosh and this little port town that the Seekers are often talked about in a sort of like like pirate tale kind of way, and are very much always at odds with any pirate faction.
But not like where they're gonna kill us.
Given how we're
You wouldn't
given
really
how
know.
we're dressed.
Well,
I mean,
look, we've got Alec. Alec is gonna vouch for us, right?
Alec isn't even technically one of the Seekers.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so
Okay.
sort of
Okay, then maybe
mind.
we do. Yeah, we need this kobold to. We might need him to fight.
Well, we might just want to teleport to the other side and then go back to the Rovers. Oh, we need Calmont before we do that. Where's Calmont?
We left him back in the. Close it.
Hey,
what that
Where does
big guy
this
Rhaegar.
talked
portal go?
about
Wait.
earlier was kicking. Yeah. I'll answer one more question about the portal. What do you think?
Wait, where does this portal go?
You're asking who?
It goes to the If you and
Pitch.
I are talking, and
Okay,
it
yeah.
goes to the wizard tower outside. Do you
Wizard-
remember? Do you remember next to the two ships that were wrecked, there was a little island farther out, and that's apparently
Oh.
where the portal will take us. Is there? So we could literally get there in a very quick fashion, but we could be very easily walking into a trap.
Right.
And I don't know that I see the point. How much time did it take us to go from the beach to the fort that we're in right now?
Let's just do this real quick as a
It was like a
brain
few
refresher.
hours.
Was it a couple hours, or was it like?
So island is
Yeah.
like over there.
Over there.
Oh,
I think-
shit.
Let's just do that real quick. I think, is this thing still fogged up? What's
Yeah,
happening?
it's still, there's like a line.
Oh, I think it's
drawn
my.
across
Oh,
it.
okay, I got it. Mwah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that's the tower that they're talking about, and we're all the way over in the
Right.
ancient keep.
Yeah, you're in this
I
keep.
don't
So
know
like the
that it's
distance between the
faster.
ship and the keep, and then the ship to the tower, it's like the same.
Yeah, it's like I
But the
don't know
thing is,
that it's
if
faster.
the seekers are coming up this pass, going through the portal will bypass them.
But we don't know. We have no
Watch
clue
what
where
you
the
guys
seekers are.
confer.
They just said we were being chased by the seekers, so we should go quickly because we're being chased by the seekers, and he wants to get his crew out. He doesn't care about us,
But the
but
seekers could be outside of the keep.
they could. We have no way of knowing. But I mean, remember, think about. Well, I guess they would know how to get down here, probably.
Right.
Maybe not. I mean, I don't know how much of it's documented or whatever, because Alec was technically part of it and he couldn't figure out how to get down here. So
But there's
No.
traps everywhere. So let's just go in there.
yeah, I'm sort of the mind too,
Yeah.
that if Fiddy prepared a really cool sorcerer tower, I really want to see it.
I mean, let's just go in the door.
Well, we should get Alex shit, and I point to the when Fiddy gets back, we will specifically target the 3 other magical things, and we should go get Calmont
Perfect.
before we
Okay.
GG
Oh,
out of here.
I could get Calmount.
Yeah.
I could get Calmount myself.
You,
He's a halfling. I can carry him.
yeah, it's not that. It's more like if there's a bear out there.
Oh shit! The bear.
Yeah.
Rhaegar.
That's the bigger
Sorry.
concern that I have.
Oh, mate. Well, Rhaegar is also very strong, and you
It
could
was an
talk to
accident.
bears. No. You could sneak by the bear
I could
and
look
get
at him.
Calmont. Can you get Calmont and then not get eaten by the bear?
Do we have any way
Oh.
to
Oh, I could.
just
Oh, yeah, I could.
of course. Do we have any
I say confidently.
magical means of conversing with you to know if you're dead or not?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No. No. I'm all old-fashioned. Analog. Bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not on the internet
But
yet.
we live in a magical age.
Yeah. So
And-
cool. I like magic.
All right, here, just real quick. Why don't you just help me look right here in these 2 cupboards and then go get Calmont?
Oh wait,
You're
so
the
sorry.
best investigator
Daryl,
here.
with your 16, you did find another. It was really just kind of like an open box almost, and there was another magical scroll in there. Rhaegar, before you started going towards pitch, if you are up in that north one, you found it's like this, almost like a pendant, but no chain or anything like that. Maybe like a small statuette, but it's 2 female faces in profile, facing towards each other and kind of like welded together, intertwined in a way, made of silver, you think. Got some heft to it.
Is that the thing
Grab
by
it. Grab it.
detect magic?
I have it.
Is that a magical? Am I getting a magical ping off that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
In the spy short film when they lay out the scout and the mom and the heavy, the way he looks at it, that's how I'm looking at this, because it looks almost suggestive, like these 2 ladies' faces that are just like,
That's mine now.
guys, do you mind if I keep it's very interesting. I like the way it looks.
I'll be in my bunk.
Yeah.
I'm with detect magic still on and pinging. I'm gonna point Daryl, and I'm gonna help him look for the remaining 3 items that are down in this area that you had mentioned previously. Unless one of them was that scroll that he
One of them was a
had
scroll,
found.
yeah.
Okay, then
As
the
far
other
as you're aware,
2.
you got 2 out of 4.
All right, so I'm looking at the other 2 things, this one and this one, and
Okay.
maybe together we look at both of them.
Okay. Why don't you both make a perception check?
So
Rhaegar, you're tucking away that little two-faced statue thing.
yeah.
With detect magic, does that help me isolate where it's at? Triangulate?
Yeah, I mean you're getting two pings like right here. Alec continues to search as well.
Real tough time, Alec. You'll get him, buddy.
Yeah, he's not having much luck yet.
Hey Daryl, can you look here? I can't seem to see past the wood right here. Help me look for this thing. It's like the third 3 that I've
Sorry.
rolled in a row, by the way.
Oh gosh. Can I? I'll get my tools out.
I think it's just right over here. But I can't seem to see. I got something in my eye. Ugh.
All right. Yeah. Let me look at that. Oh yeah, there it is. You missed the spot.
Yeah. You find another scroll. Pitch, you're just making it easier
I
and
take another
easier.
one.
Process of elimination. Alec is still just kind of frustrated. He's not finding anything. Uzak continues to kind of just. And Zarf and Pip are kind of like moving along the tops of these things, like watching and studying pitch for the most part. Rhaegar, you continuing to
Go get Calmont, Rhaegar.
Go get him.
Come on.
Oh, go get that tongueless bastard.
Okay.
All right, and then Daryl and I are gonna. Hey, just scream really loud if you run into something real bad.
Are you talking? You talking to me?
You guys keep searching.
Whistle.
I'm gonna follow along with Rhaegar for a minute here.
All right, I'm gonna make another perception check. Oh
Can't
my
remember.
fuck
Oh
me!
god, I can't exactly remember where he was.
So
Son
many
of a
boxes.
bitch.
So many boxes. It's like helping somebody move who like just didn't pack anything. I mean, what is happening in here? Like, what the fuck? Rhaegar, you
I don't remember where. I
past.
don't exactly remember where he was.
Yeah.
Daryl, look.
Yeah. I'm looking right in that spot. This is what I get. Why can't you see it? It's right there.
Nice, dude.
So you're
Nice.
I
looking in
pointed
like
at it 5 times now.
Pitch is trying to like point you towards something magical. But
Yeah.
you pull
And I'm
forth-
like, it's right there.
and like you find underneath some like old books that are like torn pages, this very small lockbox, which is actually locked.
Oh,
Alec, we found your thing.
Ah,
did we?
can I see that?
Hand
I
it
go to
him.
hold it out to him, and it's like that moment in Guardians of the Galaxy where he just drops it, picks it back up, and hands it to him.
He opens it with the key, and there's a satisfying click. He his face kind of grows long for a moment. He says, "The key worked, but there's what the fuck?" And he like just turns it to you, and it's empty inside.
Wait,
Hold on a second. I
hang
look
on.
directly at Zarf.
Zarf?
You. Did you find something down here? And this box, did you find it?
I've never seen that box.
Is he telling the truth?
Hmm.
Can I roll diplomacy to check?
Yeah. Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, it's 15.
It's still 15. he almost gets like puppy dog eyed a little bit. Like he can feel like some kind of disappointment coming from you. At least that's maybe what he perceives. And he starts to like, and he just starts like kind of slowly climbing down.
Okay.
He's like, Alex seems almost like, what the fuck is this thing doing? And he kind of like gets close to you. I wouldn't say it's like a golem kind of vibe, but he's got like just this like kind of like weird way about himself.
Sure.
May I see?
Yeah.
I'm a professional locksmith.
Yeah.
And
I
he's like
like.
just knocking on the box, shaking it a little bit. And as he shakes it, it's very, very faint, but you can hear something. Huh? Huh? And he like
Ah.
knocks on the bottom, and he pulls out like a couple little tools, and he just starts like tinking away, and he like peels back a false bottom.
Now
Zarf didn't
that's
hide
dark.
this, but Zarf good. And he like just pulls it open, and you see inside like this big signet ring, and Alex's face just lights the fuck up.
I'm so glad it didn't explode in Zarf's face.
Oh my god. um,
Darf, I'm proud of you, and I believe you've made a friend for life. I look over at Alec, who's just like,
well, he isn't really. For all intents and purposes, these kobolds don't seem to exist to him, but he is very fixed on his pleasure of finding this. He like picks the thing up and almost kind of just like 1,000-yard stare, like who the hell's he talking to? But he kind of like looking at the ring and says, "I remember sitting on my father's lap and hearing him describe this ring in painfully boring, intricate detail when I was but a boy. He said it had been in our family for generations. Some great-great-grandfather of his wore it as a sense of pride during the founding of the Seekers. And now," he just slides it onto like his ring finger, "now it is mine and I can prove my worth."
absolutely.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
I don't know what sort of arrangement you're making with this lot or what you plan to do, but I'm not going through any magic door.
Yeah. We're discussing that right now.
I might have a look around for another few moments here, kind of catch my breath, but thank you. I consider
Give me that.
ourselves completely square, if you will. It's been an interesting journey in this old place, but
Absolutely.
I can feel our time together coming to a close.
Well,
And
all
he
good things must end.
kind of gives you a nod, and I think more of a curious what else is buried down here. He continues to look through some of the vaults. You notice Uzak like just staring daggers at him. Rhaegar, you are kind of confused, but
Yeah, I
still
couldn't
pressing
remember where
on.
the little. Yeah. Calmont, where did we leave you? Just make a whimper. I know you can't speak.
You move past some fallen, crushed skulls of floating, animated, dead seekers.
I peek in the store.
You peek back into a room that looked like it was. Oh yeah, it was that place you fought a bunch of fully animated seeker skeletons.
Oh, this place looks different in the dark.
You come upon a door to your west. It's closed.
I open it. Trying to open it.
It's unlocked.
Oh, there
You
we
see, oh, yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah. Okay.
reliefed
Oops.
carved tombs. One of them, anyway.
Gallant.
You see, to the east here, all of the fallen, still inanimate as far as you can tell, skeleton corpses,
I think it's up
draped in
this
armor
way.
similar to that. Oh boy!
And then
As you,
I smell something.
yeah, you smell as you start to round the corner. You see on its back and rolled over the large body of a bear. You don't hear anything or sense any immediate movement. You can smell
Aye.
a little bit of copper in the air.
Continue.
Make a
Yeah.
perception or a survival check, if you will. Your call.
Okay.
Oh,
Which
shit.
one
Is the
does it
bear
matter?
dead?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. Are you just like peeking and gazing out, or are you trying to like really lean into your senses and some of your more wilder side?
Oh, I see what you're saying. In my eyes, the bear was just sleeping, and I don't want to wake the poor bear. He's probably tired
Oh,
after a giant meal.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah. Why don't you make a perception check?
Oh shit, are the seekers already here?
Ooh.
I don't know if that's good for me to has.
Yeah. You immediately get a feeling of like something ain't right here. Okay. You think that big old Ymir, who as far as you knew, was feeding on the bodies of whatever cinder claws you guys had left behind. And other than Calmont, who was, now that you remember you're seeing it, was over like way over to the east of this great hall in like the big main room. As far as you knew, they were the only two living things down here. Ymir is clearly dead. And you feel like,
Really?
with your take on whatever's happening here, if you wanted to approach, you'd probably be able to at least get a better idea of how or why.
I would like to approach cautiously,
Okay. All right. Make
as
a
With
far
that
away as
natural
possible.
20,
yeah. With that
does he
natural
with that
hear
natural
20.
anything else? Does he hear any other sounds? Clinking of armor or metal or...
I smelled something. What was it? I smelled
You hear nothing. I said you kind of smell cop. You know, like that blood,
blood?
fresh
Yeah, yeah.
blood kind of smell. It's got like it's tinging the air with like a little bit of a copper odor. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, with that natural, I'd say you still need to make a stealth check if you're trying to move up
Fair
quietly, just to be sure. But as far as you can tell, you hear nothing. It is very quiet down here, uncomfortably so at this point. You're trying to move quietly. Maybe.
Yeah.
What are you doing exactly?
I just want to see if I could, like, is its head lopped off? Is it burned? Is it singed? Is there smoke? Is there blood? Like, can I tell from this
Yeah.
distance?
Battle damage?
I don't think.
So
Oh, let me see what
you
my actions.
Authentic battle
You don't-
damage.
you don't see any visible wounds. Ymir's back is to you, and its face is like slumped down and away from your view. So basically, all you're seeing is like the back of the bear turned on its side, away from you. And you don't see from this vantage point any clear signs. Like you think you would have to get a lot closer to really make any determinations here.
Okay. What I do is I double back to this hallway. Oops. I gotta go this way, and I go. And I hope they hear this like pattern coming down the hallway. I don't know if I'm far enough, how close I gotta be to do that. That's where I go.
Why don't you two make up?
Actually, let me go right here. I go right here.
Okay.
This seems like
Okay.
a more logical. I'm a little further out of that room, anyways.
Yeah, okay. That helps things a little bit for sure. One of the two of you make a perception check. See if you.
Are you seeing these rolls?
Yeah, they're horrible.
Dude.
But I feel like it cuts through it, you know.
Oh, your perception check doesn't. Well,
Come on.
Doesn't help.
You can perceive if you think they heard you.
Yeah.
You don't think they heard you. Just like a moment goes by and you don't hear any return whistle. You don't hear any other sounds.
So I go. Try one more time, but I get a little.
Okay.
I'm only like 5 feet closer, but I'm doing the same thing.
Okay.
Getting some cheeseburgers, some mountain chickadee here.
All right. Let's repeat the cycle one more time, please, everybody.
Thank just min-maxing this entire night.
Just as you uncover the fourth and final magic item, which is also just a scroll, you clearly hear a familiar whistle, which you think can only be Rhaegar.
Is it Rhaegar? Is it like one of? We've heard you whistle a few times. Is it like shriller? Is it more like alert? Is it come here? Or is it just like a normal kind of whistle?
It's a question for you, Rhaegar.
Oh, sorry. What was the question? I think a termite is on my screen.
Oh.
Ah, gross. God damn, I think we have to get tented. Sorry.
Oh my
What was
god.
the question?
That's not
What
good.
kind of whistle sound was it? Was it one of
Oh.
like warning, or one of like come here, or one of like
There's like a mountain
shits?
chickadee, come hither.
Okay. All right. Oh, Daryl.
Huh,
Here. And
I'm with you.
I grab his arm and did you hear that? Come. We should go.
No. What? I didn't hear anything.
Come on.
Do you still want this box?
You just like hand
Daryl,
it to Alec as we walk past.
You find like as you're sort of pulling your hands out away from one last box, you find like a piece of jewelry with like a garnet in it. It looks fairly valuable. Not pinging with any magical auras or anything like that, but
We'll be right
you want
back.
to throw that in my inventory?
you have got to be kidding me. Uzak grumbles.
Hey, if you want to do something and make this speed up, you could come with us, or you could keep complaining, stand by the door.
Fine.
All right, see
Alex, come
Rhaegar.
on.
Hey. Oh, you
Alex
see like a tear in my eye.
Alex, like,
Oh my god.
keep looking at
What
You
happened?
guys.
What happened?
Ymir. His head fell off or something.
Oh
He's
shit.
not alive anymore.
Something
I
killed
don't
Ymir.
know.
Oh,
I don't know, but something
That's
feels
bad.
off.
That's bad. That's real bad. All right. Bigger predator out there. Let's go get Kalma in, out, get back here, get through the portal. Okay.
Can you
See.
detect Whimsyshire or something over there?
I'm gonna detect Whimsyshire as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm detecting
right in
magic
there.
as we're kind of moving through.
Okay. For all intents and purposes, Uzak
Back to where we
and
started.
kobolds are like following you all at like a safe distance. I'm not gonna move them around and stuff like that for now.
Bitches.
Alec says he's hanging back in the vault and looking around.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He got what he wants.
Three with a small entourage of cinder claws behind you. Let's say about
What?
15 feet back.
What's Alex's last name again?
Stagrim.
Good way.
Oops.
Thank you.
Alex,
Oh, I said that.
Stagrim.
Did I say that in craziness? Oh, there we go.
Further, okay.
Should we stealth through this room? Do we need to see what's happened to Ymir? I think we just need to get Kalma and go.
I'm trying to write something out here. This is a good title of a book. If only we had a bard to sing the tales.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Not going through the portal too. He's fucked.
Okay.
No, it's probably
I'm
his
not
people
sure
down
what's in
here, and
this
he's
room, but
gonna be fine.
it's not pleasant.
Okay. As
All right.
you approach, are
Ymir.
you all doing anything
I just,
specific, or are you just walking in?
I'm grabbing Rhaegar's like right arm, and I'm just kind of pulling him away from Ymir. Like
Yeah.
I just imagine your head. You're just looking at him,
It's
like
hard.
just
I
yeah,
wanna
and
hug
it's just
him.
like, come on,
Mhm.
like come with me.
I
Sort of
know.
thing.
I gotta be strong. But I peek my head around this corner here.
Okay.
So, I say, do you want to go first, pitch?
Yeah, I'll stealth.
Right as the flute kicks
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll.
And then the drum
I am so done. I'm so done with rolling fours. Dude,
There's so many
threes or
fours.
fours or natural 20s.
This is a
It's
natural 20.
ones, threes, fours, or natural 20s. It's the only thing I've rolled all night.
It'd be
You
great
gotta
because your
be kidding me.
20s would be
Probably
on
need to
your
change
hero
your
rolls.
dice so nice, maybe.
Oh,
Oh,
baby.
shit.
Oh.
Okay, you are
Take it.
quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Heroically quiet.
Fury.
I'm gonna inch my way forward, and I don't remember. Did we ended up? Uh-huh.
With your no perception check required, you clearly remember kind of closing and not really barricading, but kind of like
We kinda
leaving
did.
Calmont like protected in there, and the door is definitely wide open as you
Oh,
approach.
no.
The main
I
center door is.
I gesture
Um,
back to Rhaegar, and I'm like just a low whistle, because I don't know what you do, and all I do is say friend and druid.
Hey, whistle it to me real quick. I want to just make a
yeah, just let's hear it real quick, just so we can
personal
all.
perception check. Oh, dude.
My- my
Oh,
I
dog
yeah,
scurry
I
quickly.
know that one.
Fast feet.
Yeah,
Ass low to the ground.
yeah. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. I just point. I point at
It's
the
open.
door. Yeah, it's not good. Here, gonna go up and slowly stick my head in.
I
Did,
peek my head over his.
did I see anything?
Um, the room looks largely how you left it. Like the barricades that you all had made when you made camp here are still mostly in place. But like everything in front of this door looks kind of like haphazardly dragged to the side. You still see the body of Captain Gulgat on the far wall. You
All
don't
right,
hear or see any signs of life otherwise in here.
I'm moving.
At least not from that vantage point.
Do we see? Do it. So we set Calmont up underneath the table on the southern part of the
Yep,
door. Is he
that's
there?
right. He is not there.
Son of a bitch. Hey,
We
Calmont's
left
not
him
there.
under the table, didn't we? He's under the table.
He's not there.
I mean, he's not there.
There's one. There's two doors that are open. Does it look like we see things that got pushed out? But are there footprints? Is there anything that like someone being dragged
Investigate.
away?
Yeah,
Is there?
investigate.
He's
Looking around for
is he still
clues.
alive, by the way?
Oh, fuck off.
Is this guy still alive?
Jack. So survival check if you're trying to like actually look for clues of, disturbing footprints, blood.
I'm not good at this.
I'm trying to check if this guy's still alive. What would that be? Diplomacy?
Medicine.
Yes, okay.
You're pretty sure he's dead, but you can make a medicine check to
Oh,
see.
because it says near death when I hovered over his name, so I did that.
Mm.
Dead.
There's a strange warmness to the body that like you think is unnatural, but you're pretty damn sure he's dead. Putting with your roll, in some of the stuff you've seen, like you might be inferring that like, maybe his relationship with the stone or something had
Right.
something to do with the nature of his body, but
Yeah.
there are absolutely no signs of life in this guy.
There's nothing alive in him, but he's residual energy of sorts.
Yeah. And I mean, you still
Is
see
it-
like the very like empty abdomen, like where like the shattered bits of
Get
like
out of him.
gemstone socket and glass were kind of like broken out and left to hollow.
And is there any, like, standing next to this door, like, do we hear, see, sense anything? Like, because I feel like we were not down there a super long time. So it's like if something happened, it must have happened very quickly, and it's surprising like that we didn't even hear fighting of Ymir. So like
Yeah, I mean, you
Pitch
guys
is-
left. You guys left him there. You fought your way through some of those skulls, and then you've probably just spent like the last, we try to hand wave and abstract our way through it, so now we're not rolling perception checks for 20 hours. But I'd say you were in that vault room looking for at least an hour,
Okay.
maybe more. And then Rhaegar left, saw what he saw, then came back, and you all kind of went back again. I mean, I'd say Calmont's been left unattended in that
For a
room
while.
for maybe like an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on how you
Is
want to
is
look
the
at it.
table flipped over? Is it like
Not at all.
moved out of the way?
Other than like the pathway towards the center door and like some of the barricades that you guys left there for him, being pushed aside and clearly like displacing some of the other debris on the floor, there's not much signs of anything. I'll give you all can make, now that you've kind of been in the room looking around a little bit, feeling things out, you all can either make one last perception or survival check just to see if you notice anything else. And beyond that, I'd say that's what your characters took things for.
Before I do perception,
Rolling an 8.
I mean, survival is fine as well. Ooh.
due to my history and the enemies that or the people who may have been in here,
Mm-hmm.
do I sense anything that's like, I don't want to say plainly maybe otherworldly, but something residual? Because I have boneyard lore, I guess is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
Does
I
it
think
have
in this,
anything to do with
I
those
think,
enemies?
I think in this case there wouldn't really be anything going off for you.
Okay.
I think it'd be a little more grounded in the meat space.
Let's get rid of that great roll.
Pitch, you and Rhaegar, are just, you can't make heads or tails of the situation. But Daryl, like as you start like pacing, I don't know if you're on top of that center table, just like looking around or what it is you're doing up there. But as you look back out the way you came in to the west here, you spot like just the littlest bit of blood leading like a trail out to the west. So like
The
just
what? Like the door we came out?
yeah. And like you kind of get a sense for it. And you don't, I wouldn't say like like you're a hound dog on the trail. But it's enough to pique your interest to the point where you want to see if like it continues somewhere else because it's pretty sparse.
Follow.
There's blood this way. There's
Yeah.
barely any though.
I'm
It's
following
hard
you,
to
Daryl.
track.
I'm not really good at this.
Any clues out here?
You get back out, and I mean, you were also fixed on Ymir. Maybe you didn't notice it before. But you see one other little bit of like dried but kind of fresh blood. Like it's kind of beaded up where the dust is collected around it. It almost camouflages into the floor perfectly. But again, like it just gives you a general sense that something was bleeding and going this way, like towards Ymir, really.
Hey, why don't you? Yeah, because you're real good at medical things.
Yeah. Oh.
Why don't you see what maybe they got in a scrap or something. Ymir came back and ate Calmont.
What? Calmont and Ymir got into a scrap.
Maybe. I don't know.
Uh,
And he ate him. Oh my god. He ate him and then he shot him.
Ymir
He shot his way out.
He would never do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Such a little guy.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
okay.
I'm gonna go up and start
Wait,
looking at it.
before we do that, I'm gonna go all the way around Ymir and look for like clues, like blood trails moving away from him.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find that.
I'm looking right at Ymir right now. I bet you anything he choked on Calmont. Like if I kick the bear, does the bear move at all?
Like in an alive sense, or like a limp.
Yeah. Like it's in a touch it and kind of like step back sort
Yeah,
of
we'll
thing. Like a
roll your check first, and we'll see as you kick the bear and then look right at him.
Perception.
And so again, like kind of as I described to Rhaegar, the bear is turned over on its side, facing you exactly how the token really looks. So you like kick one of the paws up, and as you do that, you don't see any reaction in the body, but you do see in like clamped down in the maw of it, like the chomped base of a crossbow.
I knew it. We fucking left Calmont alone. All that hard work, and Ymir ate him.
So you see your crossbow, you're pretty sure, in like clamped down in the mouth of Ymir.
Hey,
Rhaegar, are you also taking a peek at things here?
Come here, bud.
Yeah.
Listen, and I put my hand on his shoulder. All right, I've got bad news and bad news. Yeah, it looks like Ymir was still hungry. And
Yeah, of course, he's a giant bear.
I point at the crossbow that's just like sticking out. I'm like, I have this very bad feeling that we'll find listen, we'll find Calmont either stuck in its throat or down in its belly.
Ymir
Unfortunately.
he would never do that.
Okay,
I
so
think he
wait.
choked on him. I think he gagged on him and died. And no one's ever gonna believe this story. All this hard work, and we literally just left him alone, and he died.
It's very plausible.
I think the bear's very dead, Daryl. But
if I open up its mouth like its maw, can I see like a little hat or something
or a foot?
It's
like Tremors where his arm is like hanging out.
Are you doing that?
Yeah.
You force the mouth open and like your full, mostly intact crossbow comes dropping out, just like missing, like chomped into by Ymir. You don't see any arms or halfling things in there, but you're all close enough to the situation that you do see one of Ymir's eyes is like almost sealed shut with like caked, crusted blood. And it almost looks like something's lodged inside of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of like as I'm opening it up and trying to like look in, I kind of notice that I'm like, oh, hey, what is this? And just kind of like slowly like pry it open. What is it?
As you peel the lids, you know, it's got like a almost jelly-like substance with how the blood's coagulated, but you kind of there's like a satisfying, if you will, sort of like release of, and you see the butt of a crossbow bolt sticking out of his eye.
Oh.
Well, he may have. Is there blood on his claws? On his teeth? So
Calmont's not in him?
Well, we didn't see Calmont immediately in him. He may have shot him.
No, he wouldn't have ever eaten him.
There's
maybe played with him a little bit.
Very much dried blood matted into the fur around Ymir's mouth and on both of his forepaws.
But he has been eating a lot lately. I mean,
he has
a lot of food.
Okay,
All right,
what if
listen.
we
I don't know how to
cut
do
him
this.
open?
I don't know how to do this without desecrating your poor bear friend here, and I'm not exactly the one who's great at
Hey,
anatomy
I mean,
of animals.
I'm a
God,
chef,
I have a
so I
question
could.
for the chef. A way to remember him. Could you cut him along this seam line? And I hope he
That's how
cuts
we
him in a
do
way
it.
that I can wear him.
Oh yeah, that's how I'd have done it normally.
I mean, it is.
Oh my god.
It doesn't hurt me as long as we use him.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
intimate
All
enough
right.
with the body at this
Use
point to know
all the
that
bits.
he's not been dead very long. So it's definitely an opportune time for that and any other reclamation you might want to do if that's where you're going with it.
All right, listen.
We're
If you're
Thanks,
gonna,
Daryl.
if you're gonna,
skin him.
as he like starts to like pull out his, I don't know, your
Oh
sword,
yeah, I got
butcher,
yes.
and Pitch kind of
Butcher
does this.
knife.
If you're gonna, oh god,
Uh,
I think I'm just gonna
Maybe
stand
Need
stand
help,
over there
Daryl?
though.
and
Look,
Fiddy,
Oh yeah,
help.
please.
as
I'm
I
gonna
come
need you to
over
hold
here.
his limbs up.
I do. Hold on. I'll do all the things he needs help with.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
cut down from the neck and down up under the arm, back to the belly, and then back.
I'm
I do all of it.
gonna
And
wander.
it's masterly done, by the way. I
Okay.
feel like I'm.
Yeah. I feel like
Oh
Rhaegar,
yeah, here
for
let me.
you, I'd like you to make an athletics check on the front of like trying to aid with like the lifting
Yeah,
and managing,
of
and then
course.
we'll add that into Daryl's crafting check for
Take
working
my
with the corpse.
athletics.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow. It's a
Oh my
pretty
gosh.
it's a pretty strong tag team effort here. It's going on for some time. Pitch, you are wandering off to one of the still open doors to the
I'm
north.
I'm just while they're doing that, I'm really just trying to see if Calmont maybe just by some sheer dumb happenstance had managed to shoot him in the eye and gotten away. And
Are
that's
you
I'm
just
just
kind of like
looking.
walking and spotting, or are you like trying to like look for like tracks and
I mean,
signs?
I'm probably looking to see if there's blood and stuff on the ground,
Yeah.
but also generally just walking to see. I mean, it's like, is the door pushed open, or is there like a blood stain on, something? Is there a tiny body somewhere?
Okay. Well, I think for Pitch as a character, it would be more of just like making perception checks as you wander.
Yeah.
So, you may make a perception check as you walk up this center corridor.
I'm also kind of calling for him.
Damn, dude. It's your third 20 tonight.
I'm kind of calling like softly. Hey, come
Yeah.
on.
You
He
get the
finds
sense
Calmont totally alive.
you get the sense that other than Ymir's like rampage buffet of some of the Cinderclaw bodies you guys left here, like this
Yep.
doesn't seem disturbed to you at all. If anything, Calmont went a very different direction. And
All right.
your brain, working through it all, knows two things so far. Well, three. One, that there was some fresh blood that went, like if you pull way back out from the center room, and
Yeah.
then there was more blood out here in the center corridor, very much on an east to west path. And then beyond that, there was a crossbow bolt in Ymir's eye and your crossbow in its mouth. You don't think he went anywhere to the north, or at least not up this center corridor. Maybe more to the west or the northwest or the southwest. You guys, on the other hand, like you're just picking up like one limb at a time, hoisting up the bear almost vertical, while like Daryl's like cutting, carving, like literally giving you something that's probably going to be even more pristine and intact than the Wookiee onesie you're wearing right now. Very on theme.
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me as you kind of move past the carving competition in Ymir's body. Okay. You feel like you move past Dee Dee. Again, you're getting vibes like you don't think he went
No,
this way.
probably not.
Yeah, or whoever. Um,
Anything by the door? Like any other markings or
you
is this also had a pattern that to unlock it like a keypad, but I don't remember.
yeah.
Or maybe that was a separate door.
Nope. This was that door. You're looking at the door, looking at the keypad. Taking a closer
Like-
look. Give me one last perception check.
Blood on it, maybe. Fuck.
Wow.
Polar man,
Polar
polar
man.
man.
I'm Palandorin.
Yeah.
Absolutely needed to come out like this.
Oh my God.
By the way.
I'll
Yep.
take it.
Yep.
Expert
That'll do.
seamstress. Sir.
There's a lot of blood everywhere.
I feel like the
Perfect.
one thing I want differently is that it goes lower than the knees.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
duster, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Full
Because
body.
he's so damn big.
Pitch. You can't really tell. Like you think maybe he went out through here. You're looking for signs of blood, but if he did, he left a clean trail beyond this point. For all intents and purposes, this would probably take a little bit of time. What you guys are up to with Ymir's body, like probably at least another 20 minutes, I would guess, just to get like the perfectly cut, single seam down the middle. Are you going to harvest the rest of him beyond that?
Well, I also want to get to his stomach and make sure Calmont's not in there,
Yeah.
or his
Okay.
throat.
Pitch, what do you want to do while they're doing that? I mean, you remember the code to go through the door if
I'm
you
gonna go
wanted
through the
to.
door.
Okay.
At least open it. So my thought is, if I open it, no, I'll go. Yeah, I want to go through it and just see.
Okay.
Put the code in.
So while they're starting to get into the internals of Ymir, you open the door and see that very long corridor. It's got the base at some sort of switchback stairs that went up to the upper landing, which was like a secret passageway on the mountain face behind the keep on the upper level that the goblins had shown you.
Oh, there wasn't like a little I thought
I
there was
mean,
another room, but yeah,
use your
theater of the mind.
imagination, but
Sure.
yeah, very much so. That's what's down there. So, you step into that corridor. Um, are you kind of like, what are you doing? Are you just like
I'm
staying relatively close to the door? Are you kind of like walking the corridor to the
I'm
stairs?
walking the corridor to the stairs, and I would even start slowly ascending if I didn't hear or sense or see anything, just trying to find some sign of Calmont,
Okay.
because it feels so terrible to come so far and him, to rescue him, and if he's dead, that sucks.
Well, I think, without you going any further, this will be your last perception check to see if there's any
Yeah,
signs of him through any of this place, like this corridor, the stairs up.
Oh, you fuck.
I was on a 14.
You see some dried blood on the stairs, but it happens to be the very same spot that Alec was resting when you guys took some time here, and he was a bloody mess himself. You really can't tell the freshness level, especially with all the dust that's there. It's really indeterminate for you whether that's potentially Alec's blood or somebody else's. Calmont went through here. The one thing that would be at least probably obvious to any character is that he was moving pretty fine to make it all the way through here and not leave, a lot of blood. Whether that was on his own or in the company of someone else, you have no idea. Meanwhile, you guys are making pretty good work on Ymir. I mean, the fur coat, perfect. The meat and the dissection. I need another athletics mixed with your crafting. So athletics from
Coming
Rhaegar,
up.
crafting from Daryl here.
Dig my athletics.
Okay.
Dude,
It's
look at that.
it's you're definitely in sync
sync.
with each other, which
That's
counts for
insane.
something. Which counts for something.
Lift
Yeah.
and spread. Lift
So
and
insane.
spread.
Yeah. It's not the prettiest job. But I think you burned all of your your intricacy on the work for the coat or the skin.
Perfect,
But
yep.
you're harvesting some meat. You're harvesting edible organs. Ymir does not appear, as you kind of cut open the stomach, to have any recently, or even through like the intestines, or even any part of him, does not seem to reveal any
knew it.
any halflings. You
Calamance.
do see
Okay.
like limbs of half orcs and frog creatures and like hairy
Yes.
monkey arms and shit. Most
Yes.
partially digested and stuff, but you're certain that Kalman is not in Ymir.
Wow.
So
That's incredible. Okay, so when Pitch gets back, we can at least announce that, like, Kelma wasn't eaten.
I can't find any sign of him. I have no idea where he is.
Which is bigger and more menacing looking? One claw, or one of his biggest fangs? Like a shark tooth?
Air claw.
I would
is
think bear
so
claws are
big.
really big, yeah. Especially like
I'd
a
go
big
bear claw.
grizzly.
I want one
Oh yeah, that's easy.
to remember him by.
You want
And to
to?
maybe use.
Maybe.
Yeah, I assumed like the claws and the paws were a part of like the
Excavation.
job, yeah, excavation. But if you want like an additional tooth or a single claw excavated from that,
Yeah, the claw's way bigger than the fang.
um,
Look at
you
that.
could try to carefully remove one from
Woo.
one of the paws, or like you could use. Well, so I imagine you probably just got the front paws. I
I'll
don't
take
know.
that then. What
Maybe the
I'll
rear,
do is
maybe like a rear claw.
what I wanted to get this for was a keepsake. So I'll take his biggest fang. 'Cause I was thinking of a necklace, like
Yeah. Okay.
wear it around.
All right.
Sentimental.
You're letting Daryl deal with that.
I can help.
So wait, you've got his head as a hat,
Oh,
And
you're
it's
right.
got
You're
his-
enough. Yep, you're right.
but
Wow.
then like I can just take out one of the fangs there, and you can just wear it around your neck, and so
Yeah,
he'll
kinda
be like
connect you in a way.
"Ah," over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still
He'll
want that.
he'll look
Okay.
like the middle one here.
Love this. I love where this is going. Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I want.
But it'll be
But-
perfect because
but you'll
like
be wearing
one
it-
over like one eye, and then like the missing one will be like on your necklace,
Around
just
your
kind of
neck.
lift up in there from time to time.
Look at that
Be like,
fucking thing.
dude, that's big.
That thing is huge. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Let me
I
get
say
a
it like
crafting
really
check from
serious
that,
and solemn.
Daryl, as you attempt to remove one large.
Baby.
Oh, what do you want to see?
Nat.
Little
Oh, yeah.
crafting check.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Pretty good.
Pristine.
Pretty pristine.
Oh, slow and gentle.
Thank you.
It's so pristine that you feel like if you really wanted to, at times you could almost like plug it in the socket back in there and
Ooh,
like, it's
keepsake.
excavated very carefully.
Thank
So-
you, Ymir.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Damn. Yeah. Other than your own activities, and Pitch when you were in the corridor, pretty quiet.
I mean,
Well,
I come
Calmont's
back.
gone then.
Well, listen, he either got out, which means that he knows the password to get out, which I don't know if he does. Maybe he does. Or he's somewhere else in here. But I don't. What was the whole point of going on this adventure here if it's not to get him?
Why don't the three of you make an intelligence check just to see if you remember anything?
I did want to respond, see? And then I wear my suit very proudly. I told you. Mia would never do something like that. And then I look kind of like the guy holding that little gun.
The guy holding the little gun. I like that pose.
Yeah.
Just
Rhaegar.
I'm looking for intelligence.
just an
I'm not expecting
intelligence.
miracles, but just in case, you know.
Is it under skills? Where
I
is
think it's on
this?
your
No.
main character sheet tab, just like your stats.
Okay.
Click on the
Just like-
word intelligence.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm clicking on the oh god, the full word. I'm just clicking int.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Pitch, you and Rhaegar
Poorly
remember
designed.
when you were looking for Kalma initially, and you found like where the Brumble Brasher goblins were like nested up top on the ramparts of the main keep. That there was some discussion about how the navigator, the halfling, had come through there, and they had told him how to get down into the passage
Okay,
below.
so he probably knows how to get out.
Yeah. And as far as like, your sort of out of character question, I mean, he was stuck inside a gelatinous cube and almost left for dead, stuck with the cinder claws until you saved him. So there is that. But you do get the recollection that he might have known the password for this secret passageway here.
I have one thought.
All right.
Yeah.
Do I know that information? Like all that information? Is there anything that I'm not privy to that you just said?
No, you would remember that, yeah.
Okay. Where would you say the other assholes are hanging back behind us? Like over here?
Yeah, like they've been like hanging out in that
Okay.
region, yeah, like in the corridor
I
there.
march over there with intimidating glare, and I say, if you chicken fuckers want to get out of here, you're gonna find that navigator. He's the only way you're getting out of here alive. And I hope that they can, if there's anything to be found in this room, they could use their knowledge of this area and the things that were in it and the other enemies that would have been here that may have done something with him and know what plan B or plan C was.
Okay.
Now's the time to speak up, boys.
Let's assume that sort of demand happened at the start of all this for the sake of time.
Okay.
And I think it makes sense, now that you remember that they were kind of just hanging out near you. So you would have like sent them off to like just fleece the place and see if he was anywhere to be found while you guys were cutting Ymir up?
Or come clean about anything that they would be privy to that were not. I mean, they were here part of the group that got the navigator.
Oh yeah, okay. That's an interesting request.
They know plan B, C, A.
While we were on our intelligence check remember things thing, you know that Uzak was definitely in the room where Captain Gulgat was when you burst in on them. He fled when the fighting started and was like, fuck this shit.
Right,
So
I remember that, yeah.
as far as you can tell, would have definitely been there during the interrogations. Like, he almost seemed like Golgat's like real right-hand man. Like, Dee is just kind of like his stupid fucking bodyguard. This motherfucker was like hanging out in the room casually with the captain when they were doing the research.
I saw your face when I walked in the room. You know more than you're letting on to.
Kind of like, almost squinting and like trying to figure out what you're referring to, and then he kind of gives himself up in the sense that he looks over to the east. Make
Yes, the little one.
Intimidation check.
For check to make.
Okay, you strike some fear into him again. He's been cooperative to this point, but like you definitely got his attention.
Yeah, so what? Captain was interrogating that fucking Rover. What do you want to know?
Where would they take him? What do they want with him?
Who?
Your captain, the dead one.
He's not taking anybody anywhere. He's fucking dead. The halfling? Wasn't he dead
Yeah.
too? Dee Dee fed him to his little gelatinous friend.
I said a picture. Are we talking about the same halfling here?
Yeah, the halfling must have died, probably.
Yeah.
No two
So?
ways about it.
Yeah, he wasn't very helpful, so Captain got tired of questioning him. Let
And
Dee Dee.
what did you want the navigator for? I suppose is what my friend Rhaegar here is asking.
Oh, it's a good thing you brought your translator.
And he's like looking past Rhaegar when he
Better than
says
the
that.
other one. And I hold my fist out.
Well, if I might speak to your friend, he seems to understand me better. Not that one. The one with two eyes. And the scales and the horns, whatever the fuck he is.
You can't,
Darkness pouring off of him. I'm night.
Captain, Cinderclaws and the Rovers have been working in parallel, you might say, around these parts. Captain Renrath, the Rovers, and Captain Golgat were both pretty obsessed about the stones,
and he's kind of like checking out any of your visible stones at this point that he's kind of like he's already seems like he's put that together. And he's
I'm
kind of
not
like
hiding mine.
no, and he's kind of like almost smirking best he can with his shit-eating grin lizard face as he sees like you all, any of you who have them visible, sees the stones. They were both very obsessed with finding more stones for themselves or their crew. And Calmont, the navigator, seemed to have some history with this place as well as his captain, or so he said. He said they had an old friend here on the island who knew just as much as they did about the location of some stones. Captain was trying to see if there were any more stones besides the ones we already found around this place. We've been fleecing this island for about a week now. We only found the 3. Calmont said that that's all there was. He seemed a little miffed that we had beat the Rovers to finding those stones here. Apparently they had come for the stones themselves. Honestly, don't know much more than that. Captain kept asking Calmon if he knew anything about where the Seekers were, how close they were. I kept telling the captain they were only a few days behind us, and time was precious, as I've been imposing upon you.
Days.
But no,
Few days.
let's keep walking around this place, make some more bear capes and shit. It's a great use of our time.
Hey, Rhaegar, you know, I was just thinking,
Great.
if they're looking for the stones,
Uh-huh.
and maybe, just maybe, they've already been found, and it's very clear, like, there's one in my forehead.
And I look at my hand.
Do you,
the other
And I look at my
interrogator.
belly button.
Like,
do you
pull-
do you feel like maybe going with this scum of the earth through that portal would actually be a terrible idea? I'm sort
Terrible
of of
idea.
the mind that this dumb fuck here, it's not really worth our time anymore.
You're saying this out loud?
Oh yeah.
He gets a little bold and brazen, if you will, when he hears this. He puts his palm against the stone and leans forward past Rhaegar willing. Like not like far, but like almost like looking at Pitch and the stone right in the center of your forehead.
I hear what he has
And
to
kind of
say.
and peels his face back, like, you know, your fist is right there, and he's kind of like looking at the stones, and he comes back around and he says, "You fucking idiots." He's just a lead on thing. It's like, do you know anything about the Seekers or what's been going on out there? Do you know
Oh, we know
why
plenty.
they're called the
No.
Seekers? Oh, God. Sure, sure. They used to call them Seekers because they sought out all the bad pirates and cleaned up the seas. And they did that all through the fucking Eastern Hemisphere. But now they're here. And they don't just seek pirates anymore. They've been collecting stones. And why do you think they were on Golgat's tail? And maybe even the Rover's tail? Because those two fucking crazy idiots have been chasing stones down like it was their life's work. And now you three put the stones in your bodies and think that the Seekers are gonna be your friends? Yeah. Yeah, just go back into town and go make nice with the Seekers. That's a good plan. He leans back away from you a little bit now, seemingly proud of himself. And like the two kobolds are like, "Yeah, maybe take it down a notch, Uzak. He's he's a dragon. Just let's just make nice and take our dragon lord through the portal, and we can just figure it all out, right? Right, Zarf?" And Zarf's just kind of like, "We'll follow the dragon, but we'd really appreciate not fighting anymore." The kobolds seem very timid and trying to stay out of the fight, verbally though it might be at the
Well,
moment.
so now what? Do we go? Do we risk going back to town, or do we go to the portal?
Well, we're going back to town. Of course, we're going back to town. It's just
Uh,
whether the
how
is it
long?
Seekers
safe?
are out here or not is kind of the bigger question. We just need more information. We need to see what we see, and
Is that
perhaps
okay?
appearing in a place that is not this. I don't know who knows that we're here. I also know that there is an individual who knows exactly what happened to the stones on this island. And I look past all of them, thinking of Alec. I don't know if we're trying to cover our trails.
Oh, it's getting
Maybe
real
it's your
pitch black in here at the moment.
maybe it's irrelevant, but also maybe it makes sense to not go through the portal. Because we could leave right now and Alec would have no idea where we went. And perhaps that's best for him and best for us. Because I guarantee you, if Seekers come and start asking questions, Alec will go with his people. And we are not his people.
And he is not bound to us.
No,
Uzak is
not anymore.
listening intently to your conversation. He says, "Look, we don't have to like each other. I get that. And I'm not saying you need to go through the portal. But we've got some additional Cinderclaw pirates there who would equally be interested in getting out of here alive and unimprisoned. And we also have a few small boats on the island."
But aren't there skiffs or something on this side? The island isn't that far.
The side that you're on,
We had boats that at least had crashed and
there were two like
The old
completely
ones, the
shipwrecked
derelict
old
ones.
galleons
Yeah,
that would
but
are
there
definitely
were
not seaworthy.
also
But there was also a small bandit like pirate group on
yeah.
that beach. You never found their skiff, but you got the impression that they had beached there somewhere. You never
So
did
listen,
find their skiff.
we can help you get out and get back to your people. All right. We don't have to like it, but to maybe with our powers here, I'm telling you, going back into that room and going through that portal. Once the portal activates, is it forever activated? Could anybody go through it and get back to here, or is it like a one-time
He
use?
he points at Zarf the locksmith. Says, "We found a stone that activated the portal when we excavated ourselves down into the cellars of that tower. Captain left it with that one. Stone seems to be some kind of key to the portal. And didn't
I
your
see.
friend, the Seeker, 'cause trust me, I was watching him real close, didn't he say he was just looking for some things and not gonna go through any magic portal with you?
That's
My
exactly what he
vote,
said.
Yeah.
my vote is we go through the portal, link up with some other Cinderclaw reinforcements. We've got a couple skiffs there. Maybe we each just take one ourselves and go our separate ways. But my vote is portal. I don't know what the fuck is up there or who's on that beach, but my vote's portal. I'm open to a discussion. And maybe if you don't want to go, I take Zarf and his stone and we go through the portal ourselves.
Uh,
You
The
don't have to
variable
come
here,
with me.
the variable here is Calmont.
yeah, I looked at Pitch and I say,
Uh,
didn't Calhoun have bracelet he was looking for?
Did he have a bracelet that he was looking for?
I thought he had a
Calmont?
missing bracelet.
Alec or Calmont?
Calmont. Did Calmont have any? I know we were sent here to get Calmont, and I know that we were looking for the ring for Alec.
Oh, Calmont had like this special like
Navigator.
navigator compass that he still had on him when you left him.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. It was like floating away from him, like inside the gelatinous cube, but I just assumed
grabbed
you know,
it,
he grabbed
yeah.
it when you kind of brought him back.
Listen, Calmont's the
Hmm.
variable here. We need Calmont.
but
That's
he
who
may
we
have
need
come
now.
back to town.
Yeah, but more than likely, the way that he got there is through that door and up those stairs.
Oh,
I'm
so you're
of-
saying like we should
I'm
probably
of the
follow him.
mind we should follow Calmont and try our best going that way. At least we know it's that direction.
And if there's seekers outside,
Well, then we hightail it back here real quick, like, and get through that
Oh.
portal.
okay.
So what say
That
you?
sounds like a good
There's
plan.
a skiff. There's a skiff out on the beach. Okay, it's yours. You can take it.
Uzak,
Get to your people.
he's kind of scratching his scaled head or neck. Well, it's a little problematic because I don't really want to go up there. And Zarf's got the only portal stone key. Maybe Zarf unlocks the door and gives me the portal key and he can follow his precious dragon, but you don't need me to come with you, right? We could just
Why are you in
leave
such a hurry?
amicably. I already told you I'm in a hurry.
Hmm. I mean, if we're going upstairs, then how about this? We get to the surface just to look, and then make a decision from there.
Yeah, come with us, real quick, and then we'll come back. You'll get your stone. You'll be able to get through the portal. But for now, for the moment, we get up to the top of the stairs, and we see what we see. There's immediate danger. We'll come with you. There's not. We can separate and go our separate ways.
Alright, fine. Safety in numbers, I suppose. What about your friend? We just head out?
Yeah,
Not a word?
he doesn't need to know.
Fine by me. Come on, boys. And he kind of just like looks at the kobolds. Let's follow your new dragon master.
Well, we can just hand wave going up to the top of the stairs if you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. I'd say it's a pretty good bookmark.
It's a
You
pretty good
guys
bookmark.
convince Uzak and the kobolds to tail you behind, and you start going back up the secret passage to the outside of the keep.
Feels good to be back.
We'll pick up at the top of the stairwell next time on.
Oh my god. I just want to know, like, are we gonna open it and it's just like a fucking army, just like leveled spears or something?
No comment.
Because they probably can't get in. You know, like they're like we have the
Well, they
code
didn't-
on this side. They don't have the
Yeah.
code out.
But I just walked out there, and like got to the stairs.
You walked to the in, yeah, but not the You didn't
You
go all
didn't
the way
exit?
out. You went to
Right,
the interior.
and there was like a passage that was. Oh, there was a passage on the outside that was also.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna spend like 45 minutes trying to decide to open the door that's up there, and then we open it, and there's gonna be all kinds of shit. We're gonna hightail it back here. I'm just gonna predict it right this second. That's exactly
I mean,
what's
Fee
gonna happen.
prepared this wizard tower, dude, and we gotta go to this.
Why
You
would
don't
we
have
just
to go
straight to the-
anywhere.
Yes, we
I don't know.
do.
There's,
Yeah, how dare you?
It's like
I've prepared many options for whatever the fuck's about to happen here. So don't worry about
explore
that.
all of them.
It's
Explore
listen,
all the options.
the entire issue is that we have literally spent the past like 8 sessions trying to get Calmont, and we get him, and then
I also
He
want
just
you to
wanders
know.
off.
no
I also
idea
want
where
you to
he
know
went.
that many things all happened because of things that you did.
Ooh.
Like including, like you said, deciding to leave Calmont to his own devices.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. He's left
Yeah.
alone.
Well, I just think it's always fun. Like, I mean, like we are in like territory that I did not plan for or predict exactly, and I find that really cool and interesting. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I just have one request.
Uh-huh.
If Calmont did escape, that you don't kill him off screen.
No, not
Like
at
I would
all.
hate to like
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back
no, no,
later
no,
and be
no,
like,
that'd
oh
really
yeah, Calmont died
unsatisfying.
on the way back to town.
No. Yeah. I imagine you'll see him in some form or another again. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what you do and what happens, but yeah, no, I think
Oh,
well,
such a good
I think you'll figure it out at some point, for better or
I feel like
worse.
yes.
I feel like if Calmont were smart, he would just head back to his crew.
Well, he's a pirate. He's crafty.
Yeah. Well, he would head back to his crew, like, and he can be sneaky. He's a halfling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So-
think there's a few things. I mean, it's always hard to introduce like a new world and a new campaign. So like, I think some of like the asides we took to refresh our brains and also get a little insight about the Seekers and some of the other stuff was a little more heavy-handed than I'd like, but it just worked out that way. And I think it makes sense with this guy and his motivations and angles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
I think
appreciate
so
it.
too.
It's tough too, like it's hard to know if like some of your characters would know more or less, but I think the idea that you've probably heard tales of it, and like if you imagine like a whole planet literally called the Scattered Sea because it's just like mostly island masses and some larger than others, but the main idea is that these guys very much are like a very strong naval paladin-like order force that's locked down certain areas of the world, but this place for recent history has been mostly out of their purview. And you're getting the sense that the Rovers and the Cinderclaws and whatever the fuck they've been up to have at least drawn the ire or the attention of some of the Seekers and brought them here for better or worse. And obviously they used to exist here at their origins, but like some of the little things that were again many sessions back now, like the little things you were discovering in here and the way that Alec reacted to them illustrated a secret organization that's very different than the one that it's evolved to today. Like there was weird, almost like necromantic type rituals and like other things going on here. And like everything you've heard of more recently sounds like very far removed from that, but very much still an organized faction of some kind.
Okay.
Hmm.
Lost
Man.
If anyone has like
Good
questions or
society
like
stuff.
thinks your character would like know more about some of this stuff or like want to talk on the side, like we can totally just reach out. We can figure that out.
I feel like we would probably have a pretty good knowledge of who the various pirate factions are, given the fact that we've hung out with Orosh for
Yeah,
a
a little
significant
bit.
amount of time,
Yeah, I think you'd have some idea of like some of like the
or at
you know
least
the
who's passing through and who's
yeah. I would say like
rumors.
if you wanted to have like more in character knowledge of some of that, like even if you came up with like a pirate faction or two each, or like depending on what you were interested in, like maybe they came through and you could easily weave that into your character's knowledge. I mean, like in terms of like big names, like this is the first incident like you guys have been a part of with the Rovers being a name brand worthy larger pirate, or at least you know more notorious than others. And obviously, you know there was some pre-existing relationship there with Orosh and the captain. But cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was great. It's great to be
Yeah.
Leave
back.
it here until next time
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
Might need some new character art for for Rhaegar. Maybe not. That's up to you. I can use my imagination.
With your bear skin.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep. Bear helmet.
figure it out. I'll find something.
Yeah.